Hello guys, it's me, Purple Heart, and welcome back for some more Katawa Shoujo. And we're here to run with Emi to get our exercise and all that, because our nurse tells us to do, since somebody spied on my life. And once again, it appears that I'm not alone in my run. Emi has apparently been here for the same time. I mean, sometimes, same time. It looks like she's already working up for a good sweat. When the hell does she come down here anyway? Oh, it's you! I'm surprised to see you again. Why is that? Well, not many people actually manage to come back for a second try. She frowned, seemingly annoyed by the passing thought. Like the rest of the track team, for instance. Still, it was only supposed to be a volunteer base, so it's not that big of a shock. I guess it's pretty early in the morning. I shrug, and suddenly it appears that she forgot what she was talking about. The frown disappears entirely, and she seems to snap back to her previous train of thought. So, come on then. What? You're here to run here. You're here to run again, right? Well, yes. So, come on. I found myself suddenly grabbed and yanked into the track. Things seemed to be set on mirroring yesterday's run. That is, I seemed to be struggling while Emi moves with an effortlessness, as I found, my finger did that, sorry. It's incredibly bothersome, it's not easily worn out. I don't know, I should be patient, working toward things gradually, but it's difficult to stay positive about this. We round the track and start on our second lap. Emi seems to grow impatient and keep the pace of me, and begins to pull away. This is where I gave out yesterday. Was I able to do more? Let's take it easy, because you have a very, very weak heart. And I remember the nurse said something about do not push yourself or something. I let Emi go with her own pace, and she doesn't show mercy, and pulling the half a lap ahead of me in an instant. I don't blame her. I mean, it's not as I'm really putting any sort of real fight out here, is it? Instead, I'm just running in a stay pitch, which is what I should be doing, right? There's no need to pushing more limits at this stage of the game. God, is this even worth it? As we finish the second last lap, I break off again. Emi keeps going and almost seems to see me that she's disappointed. Well, that's stupid. I don't have anything to prove to her. Come to think that I got nothing to prove to myself either. I'm just fine the way I am. And that's what I'm not is a what? And what I'm not is a runner. This was probably a bad idea. Maybe there's something else I can do instead of this. Getting up early sucks anyway. There's got to be some other way to keep healthy. Walking, maybe. Nice afternoon walks. Yeah, that sounds good. Running is for me. I wave at Emi, then head back to my room. I'll think something else later. Back in my room, the first thing I see is a familiar row of medication bottles lined up on top of my dresser. It made me depressed as usual. It's annoying. I thought it was okay, and I thought it made my peace with this thing. I got over it. But what I really did, I allowed myself to forget that I have a problem. Being here really reminds me of the reality, and trying to fight against it just hurts. Reflecting on it, it's only going to do so much. I've gone this before for months. It seems like it's time to get over it. If I allowed myself to get that, my life is definitely not going to be as long as those of others. I won't get anywhere. My life may be different from others, but it's a life in progress. That is how I renunciation it. I downed the usual handful of pills, try to push the sudden dready feeling out of my head, and I prepared to head out to class early as usual. As I stepped into the hallway, I noticed Kenji coming around the hallway corner, stealthily making his way over to his own room with a large bag. As he snakes past me, soundlessly like a ninja, hiding in a plain sight, I call out to him, "Hey!" He jumps in the set on my voice. "Oh, hey, man! I didn't notice you there. I'm really tired." I think it's more like he didn't see me. That's not the issue. Where have you been this early? Shopping? Yeah, I wasn't shopping. Something I had to visit the math teacher. Yeah, I figured it would be a good idea to find out what the next time it is, since he tells you in the advance if you want. So then, what's in the bag? I thought I'll go shopping while I was outside. And they supplies to continue fighting against the vast venomous conspiracy. Okay. I thought you said you didn't go outside. I wear a hat now. I decided to point out that he's not wearing a hat. His awkward silence settles between us, then Kenji breaks and makes the door open slowly, and Rin's like releasing a creak sound in the air and only making the movement more awkward. He sets the bag down inside his room and then closes the door. I'm surprised you went out of your way to find out the test date. Trying to take advantage of the opportunity to study is pretty digital. I never study. Oh. I just want to know what this test day was. I'm still gonna take it, duh. I need to know so I know what day I can afford to skip class. He usually out updates on that crap by the phone, so I have to step out and check up on it. And why do you have to go out when you can get it on your phone? I don't carry a phone. What do you mean you don't carry a phone? You mean you just leave it at home? Yeah, I don't use phone. I don't have phone. Phones? I have no phone. Why don't you have a phone? How can you not have a phone? No phone at all? No phone? I don't like phones. Actually, I'm kind of scared of them. I don't know why. I think it's some kind of repressed trauma. But basically, when I hear a phone, I get nervous. It's my darkest secret. What? I have two theories on it. Either I have some fear of receiving some undefined, anonymous life-altering doom call, or being with a phone in the past, being so bad I can't remember it. Breathing in the head. Well, what else I can get with a phone that will make me unable to remember it? The ass? It's strictly logic, and I feel very depressed now, sensing this conversation is more or less over. Kenji opens his door again and prepares to head inside. Yeah, I'm going to sleep, dude. Have a good one. Class is going to start in like 20 minutes. I already did something today. Too tired to go to school. Hey, you need some lip balm? Actually, I brought two because I thought the store had started selling individual double A batteries. Thanks, but no thanks. Whatever, man. He simply enters his lair and finally let me go to class. For a chance, I'm not among the first one to come to the morning class. And still, almost everyone else seems to be here already. I recognize most of my class by their faces by now. Thought their names escape me still. The class goes on lazily, and I think I'm starting to get into the rhythm of the school. I haven't even stopped worrying about taking notes and being overly attentive. The first days, I have pretty high-strung in the class. He finished his lecture about electricity early, but continues without a pause about the festival. So, as you know, the festival is in the day after tomorrow. Hopefully everyone's project is going to be successful this year. Have a good time, and also come Sunday, and keep meaning the festival in your minds. Games and fried food! No, it's not. Games and fried food! Everyone bursts out laughter inside. Yes, thank you. Yes, thank you. I did that fast. Their mind of his senses buried beneath his brain lunchroll, and everyone started cracking their things. What does that relate to everyone? And since almost nobody seems to pay attention anymore, he gets up and sits down. In the crowded hallway, or as crowded as hallways in the school, it's probably most of the students seems to hang down the cafeteria. Hassao! I'm going to make you one. I'm going to make you a one-time only super extra special lunch offer. Emi's homemade lunch boxes, and previously I've joined them two bombshell beauties. What? What? Her overly flirtiness sales pinch echoes in the hallway, and remarkable and sense full of people. Emi strikes in a very confident look pose as attempt to win the ridiculousness and puff her very much chest and make a V for a victory sign with her hand. Sounds delicious. To what do I own this honor of being invited? You stood there looking really lost and sad, so I thought I could use some company. That's probably the most depressing reason imaginable. So how about it? You probably really lonely and would eat that awful cafeteria food all alone otherwise. I'm kidding! Sure, I'll have your lunch offer with pleasure. Let's go to the roof. The roof? Why the roof? Because that's where we eat lunch. And if I don't get up there, then she'll probably wander off and then just know she's going hungry, and because she'll never pack a lunch for herself. Who will? Come with me. Without answering my question or waiting for a response, she grabs my arm and drags me into the through the hallways. I attempt to make questions on the way. Why do you have an extra lunch? She smiles fiercely. Actually, it's yesterday's lunch. I slipped in a run at lunch and forgot to eat it. The stairway to the roof is still deflated and clearly been used recently. On the top of the stairs is a door complete with missed padlock. I wonder who is a trained individual will remove padlock? Emi shoves the door open and steps into beaming into the sunlight. Suddenly a tall, dark stranger appears out of nowhere, standing imposingly in front of us. Emi flinches back and almost falls back down the stairs. Eek! Hello. Yipes! You scare me, Rin. Wait, she? Hello. I notice that Rin is speaking to me. Emi looks curious at me. You two know each other? I look confusedly at me. She's that friend of yours? Rin turns her gaze towards the class and just ripping about the school. I didn't know you knew this person, Emi. Awkward silence lasts only a few seconds until Emi lets a tiny giggle and shrug, gaining the confidence off. I invite himself for lunch. if you know him, that's just better. Does that mean I don't get food? Or did you invite him for lunch without the lunch? Neither. I have food for... Nice thinking. They walked to the other end of the roof while I stay at the clock tower for a while and taking in the atmosphere. There's nobody else but us here. I guess the rooftop's not popular as it is in the other schools. A few rundown benches, tables are scattered around the edges, perhaps an attempt to make the rooftop look less disoriented. A small pebbles cover the roof, rattle beneath our feet. I peek through the chain link fence to take a look at the school ground beyond. Students are strolling in pairs and groups around the quad in the cafeteria. A few delivery trucks are driving past the school towards the conference store nearby. Somewhere a watchdog barks at the passerby. Somehow I want to look towards the town center. The small town feels strikes me very strongly, almost pal. The head gives lifestyles of big metropolises and stuff far away. I boarded here. No one has to run to catch the bus like their life depends on it, or getting their senses overloaded by the neon lights and traffic jams. I feel so surprisingly optimistic about this new life of mine, looking at my new hometown, even if it's going to be mine for only one short year. Finding about my illness, I have moved away from home. It all came so suddenly. I haven't having time to think of how I feel about it. On the top of the shadow, the clock tower, to open to feel the warmth touch my back. The sun shining from a perfectly clear sky. A cool breeze sweeps over the rooftop and makes me shiver, but only briefly. The wind is the sun. Not small guitar exhausted like it used to just a few weeks ago. Emi settles on the bench with Rin, tours and produces one big and two small lunch boxes, and from her bag. Come on, Sal. What are you waiting for? She beckons to join whatever she does. I sit on the corner of the bench and take as little space as possible. It's a pretty crowd, but somehow all three of us fit on it. Impressive view. Emi suppresses a giggle and places the lunchbox in front of Rin and hands another to lunchbox to me. Here you go, a lunch as promised. Oh my, I know this, I'm obsessed. What the hell? Wow, looks really good. Thanks. I make myself when I can. Conversation dies off, and as I settle about the business of feeding myself. Taking a few bites, I glance up and notice Rin definitely opened the lunch bunch and popping a bowl full of food into her mouth using her feet. Even though I see it before, I can't help but impress at her delicacy. And also a reminder of the place I'm right now. Will I ever get used to the sights such as this? I can't decide if getting used to such a thing would be good thing or bad thing either. Doesn't get used to this place mean that I'm giving up on being a person? Or does that just mean that I'm becoming more understanding about those around me? I'm distracted from my thoughts by the sight of Emi tearing into her lunch bag as that had insulted her ancestors. You seem pretty hungry. Emi looks up, mouth half full and swallows before nodding. My morning runs always worked up an appetite. which is great because then I burn through the lunch pretty quickly. Helps me keep my girlyish figure. What would happen if you lose it? Will you become a man? I really nearly choked on my lunch trying not to laugh. It's a figure of speech. Does your figure have to run in the mornings too? Do you always talk like this? Talk like what? Like what? I think that's just my question. Never mind. So, I struggle to think of a small talk and settling the obvious question. How do you two meet? Rin seems comfortable to let Emi answer this question. Someone in our housing department thought it would complement each other well, so assigned the rooms next to each other, no one to each other. Like shoes in a suit. Huh? Emi giggles at my confusion. Put it together and we got all the limbs. Get it? So I start helping men getting ready in the mornings, and that was that. I mean, you can't help someone get dressed every morning, not get along. I see. Brent chose this moment to interject. I have some trouble with shirts. That seems fairly obvious. Really? I mean, really? Kind of? Isn't helping, but at least Emi seems I know one thing funny. That combined with the fact that Rin is generally curious make me feel slightly better and yet confused. I mean, you got no arms. So, putting it on a shirt seems like those things that will be difficult. You know what? I'm just gonna shut up right now. It'll save me a lot of trouble in the long run. Ren nods and expresses to me to be the sage met. I see. The conversation dies as I turn my attention back to my lunchbox. It's really quite good. Emi finished her lunchbox and made a quite tense noise. This is good! She visits herself, cleans up her lunch. Rin speaks up. I'm thirsty. Oh, I almost forgot about that. Sorry. Before she reaches into her bag and removes the trio of juice boxes, she tosses me one that appears to be a cranberry juice and one to Rin that appears to be some kind of strawberry milk, complete with pink color scheme, and keeps a equally pink box, some kind of fruit punch for herself. Rin dexterously slides the straw through the top of her box and begins to drink. Damn. Once again, I'm impressed by how flexible she is, but this time I keep my comment to myself. Somehow, I don't think Emi or Rin are sort of people to think twice about the way they work around their particular disabilities. Rin especially so. Indeed, she gives off an impression of being tired, unaware that she is missing any limbs at all. Whether or not that's a serious decision is another matter. I'm honestly not sure. Sal, how do you like it up here? It's quite nice actually. I like high places for the view. Thanks for inviting me up here. And look for the lunch too. Emi grins in 1,000 watts and pleasure to provide my response was. No problem. Eat with us next time, okay? I want my lunch, but you can bring your own up here. No lunch service? I don't know. Emi looks whatever. Trying to take advantage of my good nature? The nerve. She giggles. Well, that's your answer, I guess. I guess Rin and I just keep eating lunch alone. I suddenly get assaulted by the most heart-rending puppy eye dogs. My dog's eyes, and I even see in my kidding! I was kidding! I love eating lunch up here again. Good location and company okay too. Emi frowns a bit at my declaration of okay, but it seems happy enough that I accept her invitation. I guess that makes us friends now. Or at least air quotes. The lunch bell rings and Signal will return downstairs. Rin, you didn't finish your lunch again. I wasn't that hungry. If you don't eat more, you're going to fade away. Rin shrugs if this is an acceptable risk. Come on, we better get going. Three of us head down the stairs together. The afternoon classes pass. Once again, I find myself without a plan, something to do after school. I head to the library, return a couple of books, finish reading. Walking inside, I see there is absolutely about as many students here as there was on Tuesday, and then there was almost total silence. Yeah! Oh gosh. As I dropped the books, I bawled, and the return of thought of the counter go suddenly pops up from behind and quite startled me from the bang ring that make as hit troll next to her. Sorry, Yuko, I didn't mean to startle you. No, it's fine. That's fine. It happens. I'm used to it now. Can I help you? It's okay. I think I know where everything is. Thanks anyway. I suppose I'll grab another book or two while I'm here. Not much else to do, and after reading so much during my stay in the hospital, it becomes a hard habit to break. I wandered down the fiction section towards the back of the library, scanning the bookshelves for any that catch my eye. As I do, I looked over the corner where Hanako had been last time I was there, not really expecting anything to come with it. Surprisingly, though, she was there, absorbing completely in the fairly thick book, deciding again, intruding on her last time, getting back, finding reading material. After an extensive amount of time spending using the aisles, I finally decided a couple books and slide off the shelf. With a minute of less, I quickly walk over to the counter and check my books and pop them back out. By the time I leave the building, the sunset is too far away and a small train of students remain, but the majority of them left, presumably to their homes and door. I guess I need to buy supplies off the cafeteria for eating out of tired stay here. As I leave the gate, I make a few laps, trying to starve off the tiredness that accumulated over week. After passing through the rounding corners, I see a solitary figure walking downhill towards the small town below. The color of her hair, the tapping of her cane are unmistakable. I feel like Walter, which seems to catch her attention without wording to be said. Hi, Lily. She takes a moment to place the voice and slightly adjusts her head a bit towards the source of her voice as she does. Is that? Oh, that's me. She seems to be merry of voices. In fact, that she actually remembers this is a pleasure surprise. Good evening. What brings you here? Once again, she gives a small, polite bow. Once again, I planned the kind before realizing I needed to do so. Just going to town. You? My, what a coincidence. Doing the same thing, eh? I usually go shopping on Fridays. She pauses for a moment, suddenly looking at a little lost. That said, Hanako usually comes in town with me. Not lost, but worried. Two of them do seemingly pretty close to tapping one another. It's kind of surprising that Hanako would just forget Lily like that. I noticed her reading in the library. She's probably just caught with the book. She let out a little small sigh of relief. Thank you. She doesn't have a do. A vid reader? Right, she doesn't like being around crowds of people, so she reads away for once to let her relax a bit. Although she's probably doesn't intend, I can't help with the grin as I recall my first meeting with her. Hardly wanting to bring it up, I remained silent and quietly continued walking down the quiet road. Tack, 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 tack. Well, the road barely with cars and students in Yamaku increasingly far and behind us, and the quiet rustling of the leaves, the sound of tapping and Lily's cane against the sidewalk are all that can be heard. It's kind of nice, especially compared to the hustle and bustle where I used to live. Before I know it, I relaxed so much that a loud yawn escaped before I can control it. Tired? Yeah, I've been running ragged for the past few days. That's an understatement. To be sure, transferring into a different school would be bad enough, but nothing like this. Well, hopefully everything should settle down for you. The muscle's got everyone in a split right now, and you'll be applauding right in the middle of things. For a moment, I hesitated, but I gave her a torrents and for frankness, and I decided to give her my full thoughts. I guess Yamaku is kind of different, though. I mean, the formality surrounds everything, and the isolation around it, not to mention the most obvious difference. It's got a whole different mindset. I suppose I'll get used to it, though, sometime in time. She gives an matter-of-fact nod and apparently pleased with my answer. It feels like almost as she includes me in the flock of students she had shepherding along with the class 3-2. Well, not that I mind. It's nice to get the thoughts off my chest in case. Look at the bright side. You could see that